Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is already Q4 and I completely let that slip my mind. Just been busy with school and home life, mom life, all the things. But I really wanted to keep up my quarterly updates on my planner and journal ecosystem. So that's what we're going to do today. I don't think that anything has changed. I'm still in my rings for all things planning. I'm still in the 2-book system. It's working amazing. And we'll flip through how that's been coming along and anything new. I think I've added a few new inserts here and there just for fun to switch a few things up, but yeah, that's still pretty much my solid system. What I really want to focus on in today's video is my journaling and how I've kind of morphed that, how I'm thinking through that, and just explaining some of the struggles that I've had going into it. So that's where we're going to start first. And before we dive into what I'm using now, I feel like it's important to kind of talk about where I'm coming from. And this one is older than this one, and I don't want to like flip through a lot of it because there are personal things in here, but I was trying to make my journaling system a one book for everything type of thing. When I'm the type of person, when I start to compartmentalize things a little too much, it gets out of hand and it gets really scary. Not scary, but it gets really difficult to kind of keep up with how I'm supposed to be using it, and there's too many cooks in the kitchen. And that's what I was really afraid of buying my Paper Republic and, choosing to go that route for journaling. I'm happy to say I think I have a good point. Like, I think I'm at a good spot, and I'm really excited about it. This system, it just was kind of difficult for me to mentally go from writing something like emotional, I mean, I don't know if I ever truly wrote anything too emotional. I do struggle with giving myself that ability to write it out as I'm feeling it. Some things I struggle mentally, as I'm sure a lot of us do, and it can be scary to write those things down on paper. And I think it was even more scary writing it next to like a daily log of like, this is what we did today. Here's a picture of the girls and, dressed up cute for Halloween or things like that. And that was getting tricky. Also, I was throwing things in here like quotes I'm finding that I want to reflect on or that, inspired me. It evoked something in me. And all of that jumbled together was just like, whoa, I don't think I'm supposed to be writing this here. So a lot of the times I wouldn't. And that's not really helpful. So I don't think I had that epiphany yet during this, because I did continue that. And this was my most recent journal before what I've been doing now. So I don't even know what to show, if anything to show. I don't really want to plaster the girls over my page, but yeah, there's just pictures, there's emotional like feelings, and then daily logs and memories. So that was just a lot. However, I didn't finish this one because in my mind I was like, I'm gonna start a new one for 2025, I think. Let me see. I don't know when I started this one. Yeah, for 2025. And so there's some pages in the back here, but this one I filled to the brim. And this is just a quote, so I can share this. I like wrote that out here as I was prepping to move into my new journal. But yeah, needless to say, this just wasn't working how I needed it to. And then this is something that we'll talk about a little later, but it is a semi-completed journal. In in came the Paper Republic, and this was my chance to kind of compartmentalize things even further, and yeah, I was still struggling. So like I said, the things that I was afraid of happening were happening. I was struggling with dividing out things, and I'm like, wait, why am I dividing this? What's going on here? So I've been through a lot of different iterations of this setup, and it's definitely not where it is right now. This, I was like, okay, I need something for my deep dark secrets, so I put this little I'm fine sticker on the front. This one was more so I didn't like the paper, so that's why that didn't work out. But now I have it in here as a brain dump list. So this is my brain dump notebook. We're not going to go through what didn't work, I guess. That doesn't really make sense because I don't really know how many different iterations I had set up in this, but I'm really happy with where it's at right now. So this is my brain dump, just to have some place to scratch something down, to not have to feel like I have to put it in my deep dark feelings book or my commonplace, something that, you know, I don't really need to look back at, or maybe I do, and then I can move it to where it needs to be. So that's just a brain dump. This is my feelings notebook. So how I'm feeling, things I need to work through, something I don't really want people to read. And it's just a Rhodia Clairefontaine notebook. I don't know if all their paper is Clairefontaine, but this paper is so nice to write on. It was an A5, but I got it cut down to the Paper Republic XL size, which I'm not really sure what that is, but it's like this. Like, I cut it down to this exact measurement, and I really, really like it. This is just my folder that I have some things tucked in there, just a place for me to put different pieces that I want to keep together. I have this little clear zipper pouch in here holding pictures and a couple other little things. This has evolved a lot. I was in that same trap. Initially, this was going to be my journal. Like, that's it. Just feelings, thoughts, and then memories. And that was, so I had like moved from feelings, thoughts, memories, commonplace lists, and things like that in here to moving in the right direction. I started my commonplace notebook for my quotes I'm finding, lists, things like that. But then I was like, I think journaling and memory keeping makes more sense together. But even that was a struggle. So I've since moved my thoughts and feelings journaling, like personal journaling, out of here and into its own notebook. And then this is just for memories. So I'm writing about kind of like a daily log. I'm writing about our day, anything fun that happened, and adding photos. And that seems to be really working for me. So I've really spread things out perfectly. So this is memories, daily logs, and this is how I'm feeling, things I'm battling and going through currently. And then this is just a place to jot things down. So that is my current setup with this. I'm like, it's a breath of fresh air. Of course, it's still super early, so I don't want to say like, oh, this is the perfect setup for me. And then you guys see that I'm changing, because honestly, it could change, but it's a happy, like, I'm at a happy point with it right now, and it feels really nice. So that's my setup here for this. This, like I said, is my commonplace, and when I was struggling in my Paper Republic, I was contemplating just scrapping the Paper Republic altogether and moving back into my one book system, but I knew it wasn't going to work. It just, too many things in one journal. And I think it's the idea of having just that one journal for everything that really interests me. I don't want to have too many different places, but for the different things that I'm doing, I think it works. So this is going to take me an eternity to get through. And there's my kids. Oh, goodness. I guess it's whatever. But this is going to take me forever to get through. But I love Planner Monkey Co. notebooks so much. And I'm in love with this blue. This has like a blue theme. I have this adorable little bird clip here. I got this little pen. I even have the Hobonichi pencil board that I cut down. I think this was released last year. So more bird theme. I got this Dr. Grip gel pen that I put a different refill in because I don't like the Dr. Grip inks. And then I was able to snag this from Taylor Ryan Designs release, and everything just looks so good together. But this is where I have all of my lists in here. So like things I'd like to do, any wish lists that I'm currently looking at getting, movies and shows I want to watch, books to read, places I want to go. And then this is where I'm writing down quotes that inspire me, quotes that I come across that I'm like, yeah, I want to remember that. And also notes, like I watched a YouTube video, and I took notes as I was watching it. And this is all moved over from this. So I went through and I tabbed the different information, like I think green was for notes, and then purple was for quotes. So there were a lot more in there, but I've since to move them all over. And that's how I'm going to continue with this. It's a place for lists, quotes, inspiration, notes, things that inspire me. And I watched Jobs Journal's video about commonplacing, and I believe commonplacing started as, a place to compile research for a certain topic, but I look at this as my life's commonplace. So things that evoke emotion in me, things that are me. And I think it's really nice. I always looked at my memory journal and my daily log as something that my kids would look through one day, but someone said that they hoped their children, whatever, would read their commonplace. And I think that that's such a beautiful idea as well, that my children go through and read what inspired me, what was so important to me that I had to write it down. And also myself later on in life, or when I'm having a rough time, flipping through this and reading different quotes. Like this I read, or I got from like a comment on a YouTube video. I was okay with the thing yesterday. I was okay without it today, and I will be okay without it tomorrow. Stop buying into overconsumption. And I think that that's something we're all struggling with as a society collectively. And yeah, I wrote that down, and it's also in my ring planner because it's just such a good thing to remember and to keep front of mind. So that is what this is. And I think that it being in my standard TN is just really good. Like, I love this cover. It's my baby. And it deserves something that will get a lot of use. So this is something that I do keep in my purse. I carry it around with me because you never know when you're going to run into something that inspires you or something that you need to add to a list. So this is definitely, I didn't put that in here. Something that goes everywhere with me and that gets a lot of use and is definitely taken out of the previous one book system. So these two together are my journals, and this one doesn't have to go everywhere with me, but it kind of does. Like, I take it with me because I never know when I'm going to want to journal when I'm going through something. And also I could potentially just take that one journal out, but also I have a brain dump in here. So I'm the type of person, I just like taking everything with me. The only thing that does not come everywhere with me is my reference binder, but I'm able to carry these and be okay. I mean, it does look kind of crazy. It is a lot, but I'm a lot, and the people in my life come to expect that. So those are my journals and my journal lineup. Like I said, I'm not saying that it's not going to change. It's just what has kind of mentally allowed me to release and sigh, like, okay, finally we have something that's working. I was really lost there for a moment and was scrambling, but I'm at a happy place. As for my plans and my planner, nothing is changing. Go figure there. Shocker there. I think I just celebrated 2 years in rings. Maybe 1 year. I can't remember. I think I actually have it in here because I think it was April, May. Let's see. I think it was May. It was definitely May. 2 years in rings. Yeah, so we're approaching 3 years in rings. I don't see it changing. And this little 2-book system is working wellish, I would say. I'm not in this as much as I thought I would be, but I'm keeping it updated. And it's also just kind of like a spot for me to house my inserts. So let's kind of flip through this one first. It stays home. I don't think anything has changed in this. And honestly, since this stays home, I probably could take the "if found, please return to" out, but you never know. Up here, I have my vision board. That's just not going to fit in here. I've added more things, and as you can see, she's kind of like poking out, but she's still just as easy to write in, and I love her. So there's that. These are some new inserts, sneak peek, that are in here, that I'm loving. And these are just extras up here that if I run out of there, I know where to find them. I have some photos that aren't in my on the go. I have the health section, but I kind of started a new one in my on the go that you'll kind of see, but I'm not going to take these out. And then I printed out the Plan with B freebies for 2026. So those are in here waiting. And then, of course, my 2026 monthlies that I redated that I got from Amazon. So those are ready to go for the new year. And then I have the rest of 2025 in weeklies, still using mine. And I have my November freebie from Sterling Ink, and I'm waiting for the December one to be released. I just think it adds something fun and cute, like a little dashboard, and without it doing too much because the vellum is, so thin that it doesn't really take up space. My school section, this is one that is severely getting neglected, so I need to figure out how to kind of reconfigure this. I need to update some things, but that's a work in progress. And then I have our budget system. This our budget section. This isn't really getting used either, only the income log, which I feel like I can fit in there. So that's something that I'm thinking about switching around and just kind of taking out. I usually put the bills on here and then transfer them to my weekly every month, but once we flip through there, I'll show you kind of what I'm doing instead of that, because I'm just not using these. So I don't know if I'll do that next year. And then it's just my meal planner section. This is kind of just for reference. I took out all the meal planning inserts, and it's just lists of meals that we like to make. And I should really spend some time and update these, but I'm not right now. They're just in there. I'll update them eventually. And then back here is a home section, mainly just my passwords. And then I have contact pages. And yeah, that is that. I have some appointment cards back here and just other little snippets of information. But other than that, that is my reference binder. I think I do have a couple of things back here from their school reference-wise, just to hang on to them. Different awards that they've gotten already this year. But yeah, that's going well. This is going very well. I love this so much. So I added this little corner piece here. This was a gift from my friend for this past Christmas, and I wasn't using it, so I just put it on here, and I really love it. So it just adds a little something, and then I'm able to, before I put this here, I put that paper clip on here, and it was kind of damaging the leather. So this is kind of a way to combat that, to just like clip it onto that, because it's kind of got a cardboard backing. And I thought that that was kind of perfect. That way I could add the girls' photo. And then I might have to like chop around this video because I don't know what information I'm going to be flipping through. But these are the add to planner inserts. This is a new one that I added from my minimal planner. It's a part of her guest check series, and I really, really love them. I also have the to-do check. So just a couple different to-do list inserts, places for me to jot things down. And then this one I really love, the blank list insert from my minimal planner as well. I think she's the only place I've really shopped for inserts at recently, so not really shopping around much. I was contemplating a Hobonichi Techo. I was feeling the urge, and then here's that quote again. I was okay without it today, I was okay without it yesterday, and I will be okay without it tomorrow. Don't buy into overconsumption. Like, what I'm doing is working. So covered that up, kind of got over that. This is just me testing out pens, and then I have some dot grid paper in here as well. This is my calendar section. Literally, I think everything in here is the same, so we can kind of skip over that. Just my monthlies, and then looking forward inserts. My weeklies again are the same. Have yet to fill out my weekly schedule. I just don't think I need it, but maybe I'll do it just to say I did. Here's October. Still utilizing those. This is the thing that I changed. So instead of those monthlies that I wrote the bills on, I just made this in Canva, and this is how I know which bills are coming up for the week, and I just move it to the next week once I'm done with the current week. So it kind of combats the need for all of those extra inserts. The next section is my school section, still going strong. Just tracking. My main part of this is my assignments, and I'm also tracking my grades. So that is going well, and I think that's kind of the end of the inserts. I still have my sticky note fold out here, and then just a little folder to stick different things in. And that's that. Not much to say there. The reason I love rings so much is the fact that it's cost effective. I don't have to move things around. It's very versatile. I have a section for everything. I have an insert for everything. I can take things out. I can move it around. But also it's very cost effective. I use the same planner every year, essentially. And I just print out the inserts. Especially when you print inserts out, it's just so cost effective because you're really just printing things. There's no immediate cost. And it's just so nice. I love this so much. I say it every video that I'm talking about my rings, but I do not see me changing. This cover is so nice. I can't see myself wanting to switch out of it, and then just these two together just are so good. So that is my planner and journal ecosystem. I guess I never talked about this other insert that was kind of put off to the side, so out of sight, out of mind. But this was something that I was also doing in my Paper Republic. It was a junk journal, and I literally only have 4 blank pages in here. I'd still want to finish it out, but I'm also just not doing it. It got really chunky and it really fluffed out my notebook, and it was getting difficult to write in. But also, I just don't think it's something I want to do. It's fun that I got it out of my system. Like, I will always have this to kind of flip through. But to continue doing it, I don't know. Maybe here and there, it's something I'll try out. But for the most part, it was fun while it lasted type of thing. So that's kind of in storage, kind of not. I'm holding it off to the side in my planner or on my desk, so that when I get different things to finish out those last 4 pages, I will. But if not, no biggie. But like I was saying, that's my lineup. It's literally these 4 babies, and I love them so much. I don't see anything changing for the new year, but never say never. Of course, I think I want to continue doing the quarterly updates. I think it's really helpful. And it's also, it's like enough time that maybe things have changed. If not, we can just kind of flip through it, see where it's at, and it'll just be like little updates quarterly. Let me know if you have any questions down below. I'm more than happy to answer them. If not, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you when I see you. Bye for now.